Okay. Good evening, everyone. It is 15 minutes before midnight here in New York. Aloha to everybody if they still have internet watching in Hawaii. This is your evening update for Hurricane Lane. I wasn't supposed to be on tonight, but I got home at a reasonable time, and I took everything into consideration on how I could do this. First up to Mocha. I'm going to answer her question. Mocha, I got back to New York Tuesday. Was it Tuesday night? Yeah, I got back to New York Tuesday night at around 8:30 in the evening. I got back to New York then. I left Delaware Tuesday. So, yes, Mocha, as I mentioned earlier on Periscope when I was in Long Island, I was still thinking about the storm, and I'm just going to criticize the media here for a sec. I know it's not the right time to do it, but, I'm really annoyed how Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, I'm really annoyed at them. So if you want coverage, please just watch the Weather Channel if you can get access to it. That's all I'm going to say. They're doing a fantastic job over there at the Weather Channel. I watched their coverage for most of the day, and they've been doing a fantastic job. Yeah, Mocha, I'm in New York. Don't worry, I'm back. If you were asking, no. I'm in my regular studio in New York. If you are asking, I am in New York. That's why you noticed the past couple videos were back on my regular computer, because I didn't bring it with me to Delmarva. Thank you, Mocha. I appreciate that comment. I will be reading comments at the end of this video. I promise everyone I will be doing that. I don't really want to get off topic, please. I will read comments. If you're in Hawaii and you want to say anything to me personally or on the comment or anything, here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to give my email address. If you want to give me photos and you want me to put them on Twitter, you don't have a Twitter account, my fan mail is andrew718pollock@gmail.com. You can email me that way. I will give that out right now. You want to comment here, you can do that. If you have anything to contribute, or tweet me at Andy's Randomness, and I will give your reports on the air, because it will definitely help the NWS with regards to what needs to be done, and they can talk to FEMA about what needs to be done in the Hawaiian Islands. So let's go right to my screen share. And quickly, I want to mention before I share my screen with everybody. Here's the thing. I'm going to be mentioning this right now, that I'm only doing this live because I figured it would be easier to do it that way via Google Hangouts, number one. And number two, I'm going to say this now. I finally figured out how to work this thing. So now we can get the excellent, good. Now you're seeing my Chrome screen. This is fantastic. I'm glad I was able to fix that. I'm glad they added that feature on Google Hangouts. So this is the latest image I can get of the storm right now from the floater image. And once again, thanks to Pine Power LY for helping me find this. Otherwise, I would have never been able to get it out to you guys. So this is what I got about 35 minutes ago, because I was researching this very carefully to everyone. So let's go now to the radar image. The bands are right here, as you can see. Big Island of Hawaii is not really getting impacted that much. So now we're just going to read the statement right now. No changes to any watches and warnings at the moment. Hurricane Lane remained a major Category 4 storm later in the Hawaiian morning hours, with maximum sustained winds of 130 miles an hour. As of 11 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time, Hurricane Lane was located about 200 miles south-southwest of Kauai and Kona, Hawaii and about 275 miles south of Honolulu, Hawaii. Lane is moving towards the northwest at about 7 miles an hour. And once again, that's why people are very concerned in Hawaii about this, because this storm is moving very slowly. It's moving like it's taking forever. It's sounding like the power is being cut off. So if you want an example of how slow the storm is, I just gave you it right there. It's literally like when Dan Ingram in 1965 lost power when he was doing a live broadcast on WABC. You want a good example? That's how slow the storm is moving. So pretty much the turn towards the west is expected Saturday and Sunday with an increase in forward speed. The latest forecast track from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center brings the center of Lane dangerously close to the main Hawaiian Islands pretty much tonight into Saturday the 25th. Regardless of the exact track, life-threatening impacts are likely over many areas as a strong hurricane makes its closest approach. Do not focus on the exact forecast track or intensity of Lane. Be prepared for changes in future forecasts. Although the official forecast does not expectedly indicate lead center making landfall over any of the islands, this still can occur. Right, and we don't really need to get into this that much. We can read the Weather Channel article because honestly, they're going to be the ones giving us the most accurate information. Because if I go to CNN or Fox, it could be fake. It could be fake. The Weather Channel has real people on the ground covering this. So that's why I want to be able to read it from their website. Okay, so when do they say they're going to update this? Okay, 6 p.m. Hawaiian time. So I'm assuming that's midnight tonight. All right, so that's the latest thing I found from the NWS website. So we're going to zoom in now for mobile viewers because, as I said, you could be watching this on a tablet and a smartphone and you can't read along. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, from the office of the governor. By the authority vested by the governor of Hawaii with the constitutional laws, in order to provide relief for disaster damages, losses, and suffering, and to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the people, including possibly asking for help from Federal Emergency Management Authority, the governor, David Inge, declared a state of emergency. The state of Hawaii is in disaster of high winds, heavy rain, high storm surge, and flooding that can threaten to cause extensive damage to private and public property throughout the state and impact in the counties of Hawaii, Maui, Kauai, and the city and county of Honolulu. State of Hawaii thereby endangering the health, safety, and welfare of the people. And whereas the occurrence of a severe, sudden, and extraordinary event of high winds, heavy rain, high surf, and flooding threatens to cause damages, loss, and suffering of such character and magnitude to affect the health, welfare, and living conditions of a stable number of persons, and to affect the economy of the state of Hawaii, and expect to be of such nature as to warrant rehabilitative assistance from the state. And whereas the danger of disaster is of such magnitude to warrant preemptive and protective action in order to provide the health, safety, and welfare to people. And whereas the legislature of Hawaii, so they go really in depth about this. It's really in depth. Really, some legal stuff I don't want to get into, but pretty much because the governor declared this, I'm going to say this now. Because of this, now they have officially declared themselves eligible for help from FEMA. So I also want to mention that earlier today, President Trump authorized an emergency disaster declaration to provide Hawaii the necessary support ahead of Hurricane Lane. It looks like the American Red Cross, because of President Trump, was sent out to, of course, help the people of Hawaii. And most likely, again, because Hawaii declared a state of emergency, they are now eligible for help from FEMA. And hopefully FEMA will do the right thing and they will get people out to Hawaii. So we'll take a look at this again. This was tweeted New York time around 11:19. So here we go right here. Tropical storm warning has replaced a hurricane warning for Big Island, but flooding is still a major concern. The highest state of rain shifts to Maui overnight and into Oahu through Friday. So that's why we're keeping an eye on Honolulu right now. We're keeping an eye on the islands of Oahu and Maui. That's very good. They're keeping an eye on this, of course. So, Big Island does have some shelters available. They've really been tweeting a lot today. Really been tweeting a lot. People crashed the server of the NWS website today in Hawaii, so I could understand why. And then right now at the moment, Hawaiian time, there's a flash flood warning for the Big Island. So Big Island's pretty much under a flash flood warning until 6:45 local time. So that's going to be exactly at 12:45 a.m. here in New York, if you are keeping a close tab on it. I quickly want to mention that a couple people who I follow on Twitter are keeping an eye on this. Matt Camper, of course, KITV4, KSSK Radio, Steve Lookner from Agenda Free TV, Alex Seymour, the weekend meteorologist for WBOC in Salisbury, Maryland, and of course, Sam Champion. I forget, where does Sam Champion work now? Because I'm confused. I know he's part-time on ABC. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out here. Right, so FEMA is tweeting. So thanks to Sam Champion again. I will be following FEMA on Twitter right now, so I can get you all the latest information from FEMA right now. Did FEMA tweet? Okay, so yeah, FEMA's pretty much on the ground right now. That is very good news. So if you're seeing somebody from FEMA, just be aware that they're on the ground. And I think a lot of people follow FEMA because remember, FEMA came to New York during Sandy. So I remembered my friend in Long Beach, he had his house raised because FEMA was able to give him the money for it. Because he had real catastrophic damage during Sandy. So that's one example of what FEMA does. Their job is to provide help and financing for people who really were impacted by dangerous storms, like what Hawaii is facing. But in this situation, FEMA has to go on all the islands to check to see if there are catastrophic damage, and most likely there will be. So now we're going to read this article from the Weather Channel, because again, they are the most accurate source at this point, because I can't go to anybody else. Maybe I'll check Hawaii News Network tomorrow and see if they have any updates, but that's where I'm going to go with. I'm not going with any other outlet other than the Weather Channel and or the Hawaii News Network. Okay, so right now they are reporting the Weather Channel that 20 inches of rain fell in 24 hours at the Big Island of Hawaii, which was the first to feel the impacts of the storm. As of now, we are approaching midnight here in New York. There were no reports of wind damage. Officials activated emergency siren systems on Honolulu and Oahu Thursday afternoon because of the hurricane warnings. Pretty much one report claims that numerous mudslides were along Highway 19. Route 270 had a mudslide too. Flooding in Hana on the island of Maui closed several roads, and county officials urged residents and tourists not to travel Hana Highway for safety reasons. Several trees have been coming down, so there are storm reports coming in. So that's why, again, I want to check the Weather Channel, and I'm going to check Hawaii News Network to get you any updates. Because right now, I checked the NWS as I was researching, and they're not giving any public information statement right now If there is a public information statement, I will read it, but not at the moment. I have not seen anything on NWS's website. Okay, this is very scary to read about. I was reading this actually on FoxNews.com earlier, and right, Fox News did confirm this. The Big Island is now under a brown water advisory. What does this mean? We're going to have to open a new tab. Okay, so now they have something interesting. Star Advertiser, that's interesting. They have a lot of storm reports. So if you want to read this for yourself, I will tweet this right now. So if you want to see the storm reports in depth, you can read it for yourself at Andy's Randomness. I quickly want to mention, unrelated note, back on Tuesday, happy, let me think, how old is it now? Hawaii's going to be? Right. Happy 59th birthday to the Hawaiian Islands for becoming a state. I will say that. Just off topic. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out the brown water advisory. Stormwater runoff in coastal water. State health officials have also warned people to avoid Koakoa Glitch, which has been contaminated by animal waste due to an overflowing retention pond. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. That does not sound good. And I'm only thinking about this because in Delmarva, we have a dam that protects us from water poisoning. And if we ever had a hurricane like this in Delmarva, for being a small area, I'll quickly go off topic about that. That could happen too. Animal waste, I really wouldn't know because Hawaii is an isolated area. So I can assume that's the reason why. Yes, so once again, this is life-threatening stuff. And of course there's other reports coming in. 2 campers were reported trapped overnight in Waipo Valley along the Big Island's northern coast, the Associated Press reported. The campers called authorities Wednesday, but emergency crews could not mount and rescue operations. So, boarding up windows and sliding doors. Again, this reminds me of when people in Long Beach during Sandy were boarding up their houses. Even my friend, he thought boarding up his house would be a good idea. It did save his windows, but his property still got damaged. That's why I get nervous about being near the water. But thankfully, I live in a condo, so my building is storm raised. Other people who have the beach houses, I get worried about those. I will say that now. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, President Trump tweeted earlier a declaration for the state, which will make federal resources available in the aftermath of the storm. And as you saw just earlier, FEMA is on the ground right now, thanks to President Trump's emergency declaration. So, yes, the governor's being serious about this. Right. Again, I don't even know if people got off the island. Schools are being closed. So here's one user on Twitter that said, lines at every gas station, grocery store shelves empty, no D batteries to be found. I bought an 18-pack of Vienna sausage because it was the last only one lying on the ground and I panicked. Yeah, so people are freaking out. You know, I can't blame them. Okay, so now we're getting our first pictures of the storm, so that's very good. So I can get you what's going on. And again, if you can't access the internet via your Wi-Fi or you're watching this on LTE or 3G, maybe even an Edge network, I thank you for that. As I said, this is going to be accessible for anybody. you want to watch it whenever you want. So here's a car flooded. Here's what it looks like from space. And this is remarkable, as you can tell right here. Yeah, someone's boarding up their house. Another person boarding up their house. I apologize about that, everyone. My computer can go crazy. Okay, here are sandbags. More sandbags. More sandbags. More sandbags. More sandbags. Oh, right. This is what the person was saying. People at Sam's Club stocking up. Here's what it looked like at a Walmart in Honolulu. Pretty much shelves are empty. More sandbags. Emergency alert system. And that's what's so important about this storm is that now with cell phones, and this is what didn't happen during Sandy. They really weren't issuing emergency notifications during Sandy. It had to be old-fashioned to get our notifications. I think back in 2015, 2014, I think Obama made it mandatory to have the ENS systems on phone. So that's why you get these notifications, of course, from your local NWS office. So this is what the sunset looked like back on Wednesday. Somebody getting ready for the storm. There's more sandbags. Let me take a look at this. But yeah, as you can see, people are just, getting ready for the storm. There's a surfing contest canceled. People trying to buy water. People are at a Safeway buying water. So people took this storm very seriously. And this is a remarkable thing. So somebody boarding up a McDonald's by a Hawaiian resort. Yep, another empty store shelf. Somebody else stocking up. Spam disappearing. You can't make this stuff up. It's just remarkable. This is an in-depth people making the best out of it. They went on the beach yesterday, and people took it in stride. Well, if I'm a resident of Hawaii, I would have went on the beach yesterday and just said to myself, get one more beach day in before the chaos starts. So people, of course, stocking up. Here we go again. As I said, this is what happened during Sandy. Literally, I remember it was back on Saturday when the storm hit on Monday that people were going to the supermarkets, and my dad was freaking out that he wasn't going to have gas for the car because the pumps didn't have power. So people getting gas. This is what I was looking for. More people getting gas. So this is a hotel visitor. Yeah, so on the satellite image, it's just remarkable. We're just going to wrap this up in just a second. Another person getting gas. So we don't really have pictures at the moment, but if I can get pictures for you tomorrow, that would be a good idea. Yeah, so that's pretty much just going to wrap this one up. Yeah, I remember this. Deja vu. People panicking. You know what happens. So we'll read your comments right now on the air. We will do that right now. Put this on pause. Mocha has been our super fan tonight. In case you don't know who she is one of my loyal fans from my area here in Queens, about a few miles, literally the next town over from Flushing, which is Murray Hill in Queens. So, Mocha, thank you very much for supporting the stream tonight. You know, if there was a way to like have the super chat feature where you could donate to me, that would be awesome. But I don't have it at the moment. But if I did have that, I would appreciate that as well to keep Andy's randomness running. And to everybody, I'll just quickly mention thank you for coming out to support the stream tonight. That really means a lot, because honestly, editing this would take longer. I couldn't get it up in time for accurate information, even on replay. So that really means a lot. So thank you very much. Seriously, I get trolled by Mongos now on YouTube as well. Yeah, in case you don't know what that is, Mongo Nation is I think a part of Mike Francesa's fan base. Off topic. Thank you, Mocha. I appreciate that. Off topic. Tomorrow, Mike Francesa, the sports talk host, I'll go off topic here for just a second. He's having a big event at Bar A, which he always does every year, and the summer party in the Jersey Shore. If you're interested, come on by. It's a really terrific band performing tomorrow. I've seen them myself for free in Long Island. Mike Della Lucy and Big Shot. They are a Billy Joel tribute concert. And if you haven't seen these guys, if you're going to see Mike tomorrow, both Della Lucy and Francesa, you are in for an awesome treat tomorrow. So, exit 98 off the Garden State Parkway. I'm pretty sure that's the exit you can take to get over there. I forget the name of the town right now, but I'm sure people... He's going to release his app for $9. Did I get that joke right now? I do. So I'll give the location for Bar A at the end of the video if anybody is interested. I know I'm going off topic, but I have to go to my doctor in Great Neck tomorrow, so I'm not looking forward to that. But I should be home tomorrow to do more updates on Wayne. So I'll wrap it up with the radar, the future cast, our old GFS buddy. Let's see what he says tonight. So, same track. Different track. Oahu and Maui are going to get destroyed. And it goes out to sea on Saturday, it looks like. The other island gets impacted. But yeah, that's pretty much where it wraps itself up. So now we can take a look at our nav gem and see where it thinks it's going to end up. So nav gem thinks it's a different path of rain band. So different models are not agreeing with each other. But the spaghetti is going all over the place again. Spaghetti thinks Oahu is just going to get destroyed. So yeah. Yes, Mocha, you need this. If you don't see Billy Joel, just see Big Shot. Big Shot are an amazing group. So I figured randomly I'll show you where Bar A is right now on the map. Google it, my goodness. So it's called Bar Anticipation. It's in Lake Como, New Jersey. So I figured I'm going to give you directions if you are going tomorrow. The good news is, I can tell you right now, if you are taking New Jersey Transit tomorrow, you can access the station at Belmont. So if you can get to the Belmont train station on the North Jersey coastline via Penn Station, you can do that tomorrow. If you are coming from the Garden State Parkway, I will confirm the exit right now. So let's just confirm it. Why can't I confirm it for you all? Yes. Like I figured, you're going to be taking 138, and then you're going to go from Route 35 and get to 16th Avenue. Once you're there, Bar Anticipation is right there. So I encourage you to take the North Jersey coastline if you are taking New Jersey Transit. You can access it via the Belmont train station. So Mike pretty much picked a good location. He was very considerate when he thought, well, we'll have it accessible to the New Jersey Transit. Well, yes, it is. Very good. I encourage you all, if you can, try to avoid driving and just take New Jersey Transit tomorrow if you're coming from New York. I would suggest to plan extra time. So, Roberto, here's the story right now. This is a slow-moving storm. And we'll go back to me right now. So we'll go back to me. There we go. Roberto, here's the answer to your question. It's going to downgrade slowly. Right now, it's a Category 4. Tomorrow, as the storm is going to be hitting Maui and Oahu, it will slowly downgrade to a Category 3. Probably, let's say around, worst comes to worst, New York time. I'm going to give an estimate around 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning. And by that time, my doctor's appointment is 11:30. So that's what I'm going to assume the worst. And I will mention to the receptionist I want to watch the Weather Channel. Because thankfully my doctor has Optimum, so I still remember the channel number, which is 62 if anybody is interested, for Optimum customers. So if you want a Category 2 downgrade it, I would say Friday afternoon New York time would be an estimate. I would say maybe 5, 6 o'clock. And by Saturday during the day, it will downgrade to a Category 1. But it's going to be a very slow-moving storm. And I said this earlier. It's like how, if you haven't heard it, I recommend getting a good example of it. Dan Ingram, a very famous radio DJ here in New York, just recently passed on. He was on the air in 1965 when we had the first great blackout, right? The one that impacted the Northeast. That's how slow this hurricane's moving. It sounds like Dan Ingram not being on the radio, if you want to put it in that perspective. So, any other questions? Yes, Smolka, please. I agree with you. Everybody needs to just take this seriously. Don't do anything dumb or idiotic. Just take it easy. Just stay where you are. If you need help, all I'm going to say is good luck with 911 in Hawaii, because they're going to be overwhelmed with everything going on. If you need to get to a shelter, please do so. If the authorities are saying, leave your house or your apartment building or wherever you need to be, you are staying, all I'm just going to say right now is that if they're telling you to evacuate, just evacuate. Even during a storm. Now, the other concern I want to mention is hospitals. I'm sure they have backup generators, but I remember during Sandy, there was a hospital in Manhattan, I forget the name of it at the moment, that lost its generator power, and they had to move the patients to a safe area that the Red Cross gave them. If I see anything similar to that tomorrow, I will report on that. I think during what happened with Harvey in Houston, Irene in Fort Myers, and Maria in Puerto Rico was a different story because the whole island got devastated. But I remember during Irene last year in Fort Myers and Harvey, I didn't see any odd reports like that. It only happened during Sandy. So, honestly, again, I still think of Sandy because it's just a storm that will never go away in my book. And, we as New Yorkers, we dealt with tough things. We dealt with 9/11. We dealt with Sandy. And, Hawaii's having their moment right now. And you need to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. as you go to sleep tonight. And I know it's going to be a nice stretch of weather we're having in New York all the way to Thursday. Even though it's going to be humid, just remember to be thankful that you're here in New York if you're watching this. And the people in Hawaii just need us right now. So that's all I'm going to say right now. If the Red Cross is asking for donations next week, I'm going to try my best to donate. I don't know when I can do it, but hopefully the first week in September I can go to a donation center if I have to. So that's where I'm going to wrap it up on this update for tonight. Any last comments? Yes, I agree, Mocha. I agree with that message. Seriously, YouTube. Seriously, come on. We have First Amendment rights. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm not going to curse right now. Even though Mocha did say a swear word, is what Matt would say. But I agree. Mocha, here's the thing. Here's the thing about inflating prices. If you remember during Sandy, and I'll give a good example about Sandy again. It's possible in Hawaii they could be jacking up the prices for gas and basic goods. So if you're getting ripped off next week in Hawaii, just be aware there are going to be con artists. Too bad we can't ship our leaders in New York off. Okay, seriously. All I'm going to say about YouTube community guidelines is, I'll quickly go off topic. Seriously, we used to be able to get rid of saying random shit all the time. Like, come on. If you link curse word, I'll say it tonight. Seriously, YouTube. Come on. You really have to be PC these days? I'm sorry for saying that, but if I get a strike for saying that, I don't care at this point. And I don't care if I get flagged. I don't care. I don't care if I get demonetized at this point. Because honestly, I'm trying to give you guys coverage. That's my job. And in this day and age, even though, again, I have love-hate for Trump off topic, but, there's other news we have to cover. That's my job. That's Matt's job. That's John's job. That's Kevin's job. That's why we're here. And we're going to be here. Mass transit, weather stories like this, stories that could impact my area, Queens, or maybe even Nassau County. That's my job. Even Delmarva, I'll do. That's my job. That's why I'm here, in case anybody's asking. Mike Francesa from Roberto. All I'm going to say about that is I'm putting my priorities first. I'm fully focused on this year. 2021 will be 2021, and that will be addressed at a later time because people have been saying that I'm still. People have been actually making up rumors about me running for the Republican nomination for mayor. I'm going to address it very quickly. All I'm going to say is that right now, I have focus is on 4 races that I will talk about in another video, which is not appropriate for right now, but that will be done in another video. I promise. I have 4 races I have public interest in, and I'm hoping probably on Thursday next week, I will go in depth about that. So I promise. That would be the best time to do it. Yes, Mocha, have a good night. Have a good night, everybody. I'll wrap it up right now. So tomorrow there'll be an update. I'll be home for a majority of the day when I get back from Great Neck. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone. Until the next video or stream, take care.